Holy shit. Shout out to bro that put me on to this song. Actually, he left a comment, I think on the documentary 2 hour review I did and was like, yo, have you listened to El Chapo? And I seen when Game had dropped this song, I wasn't really like into it because it just seemed like the whole El Chapo thing, people was taking it and running with it because of the whole news and everything like that. So I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? And then I seen the feature with Skrillex, and I'm like, all right, that's pretty different. So I didn't know what to expect. So I'm sitting here, chilling the other night, and on that Piff they got the documentary too, the mixtape or whatever, and I'm listening to that. I'm like, oh, okay, you got a couple new joints off the album and some other shit, and so I'm listening to it, and it gets to the El Chapo song, and how it come on, it kind of made me feel like, what the fuck? I scrunched my face up like, what is this shit? Like, hell no. And then once it kick in, nigga, that shit is fucking crazy. The production alone is fire. The instrumentation he got in that song, you know what I mean? That sample, that I am the God. El Chapo. Mm, 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 mm. I am the God. That shit crazy. Along with his flow. Then the nigga did something I didn't expect. Sun rapped in Spanish. Nothing too major, but it's just to hear that was totally different. I'm like, oh my nigga, that beat is so motherfucking hard in them Dre beats, nigga. I'm sitting here zoning to this shit. I ran that song back, nigga. I listened to that shit until I fell asleep. Nigga, I listened to that shit at least 20 times, nigga. Then I passed out when it was still on repeat. That shit is crazy, my nigga. Like, my God, that song is dope. The hook, with them ad-libs in the background and everything, even that female that got on the track and did what she did, she spazzed out. The metaphors he used, his bars, his witty lines, like, even name dropping, but that shit is crazy. Now, if this nigga has this song on this too, I don't know what to say. Game may have the album of the year. He may have surprised some niggas, because if this song is on this too, oh, my nigga, it's over with. And it's still other songs that we haven't heard yet, but some of them features, bro, really got me like, man, I think Game may be right when he said that this album is it may be better, than the documentary one. When Game said it, niggas probably was bugging like, nigga, that's a classic. But I remember when the documentary dropped, and this is like '05, and so my brother and his boy was at our homie house or whatever, and he was like, yo, you heard that new Game album? I was like, no, I haven't heard it yet, you know what I mean, but what's up with it? And at this time, I'm loving samples and soulful production and everything. That's my vibe. So I'm listening to it, and I'm like, off top, already understood. It's like, oh, he went for more of an East Coast sound. That's why these niggas don't like it. It's not that West Coast sound. You know what I mean? Because you look at the productions from the Dreams record. Any other song like How We Do and any other songs that naturally stem from not so West Coast, more East Coast, if you really listen to it with a straight good ear, you will hear that it's really a East Coast sounding production album. And I'm like, okay, I fuck with it. You know what I mean? It's not bad. So I took the CD or whatever and listened to the whole project, and it wasn't bad. He got some gems on there. But this is around the time when the whole 50 Cent and Game shit was going on, and you've been a fan of 50 Cent first. You kind of really didn't know who Game was. At least I didn't really know until the whole 50 Cent shit came about. Like, who the fuck is Game? Like, I wasn't on the mixtapes. I haven't heard none of his previous shit from when he was in the Bay Area, even though I heard niggas said his Bay Area shit was garbage as fuck. Nigga shit so wood. And it just when Dre said that he signed a new artist by the name of Game, then the whole beef shit started with them. And I was in Stockton with my cousin house, and he had that mixtape that Game put out, Dis and G Unit. And this is around the time when niggas was using beats. I heard this nigga on that Down and Out beat by Cameron. I said, nigga, where the fuck you get this from? And it just continued. He just slaughtering these beats, right? And his bars was on point. I'm like, this nigga Game is crazy. Like, this is different from the, industry shit. And that's what made me go out and do my homework and search up some of his mixtapes. And since the documentary, I was following his, career. He did The Doctor's Advocate. To me, that was a real West Coast album. That shit was dope. Then he did LAX. People really didn't fuck with LAX. You could tell he didn't put his all into it, but it still was a solid album. You know what I mean? To me, when 50 released Curtis and Game released LAX. That was they, mediocre albums, and then for so on for so forth. You got the Red album he did that was dope. Jesus Peace. I think I'm forgetting one, but y'all get my point. And so ever since then, the mixtapes even, he was releasing crazy. Perp and Patron is one of my favorite mixtapes that he released. You know what I mean? But I would just tell you my little how I got into listening to game music. But anyway, this song is just crazy. It's dope. This is harder than that Wayne song that just drops. I'm sorry, my nigga. This is better than anything. To me, this song go harder than Nine Shots. Nine Shots was like 50 Cent back. Like, oh shit, okay, this is crazy. But you can play this El Chapo shit in the club. I don't really think you can play 50 Cent Nine Shots in the club. Not saying that I'm dissing 50. I'm just saying like Game still can make music to a point to where you have to give him credit. When everybody was doubting him and everybody was saying this and that, he really did keep the West Coast alive, and breathing. Once Pac was gone, nobody really gave a fuck about the West Coast. Let's keep it real. Snoop really wasn't who, you know what I mean? He went off and did his thing, doing some other shit, for real, and doing different type of genres of music, but it wasn't nobody really doing it like that on an underground mainstream level. The Game did that, and then you got the Kendricks and the TDEs and the Nipseys and everybody else, but Game really did hold that shit down. But that was a long ass story. But anyway, El Chapo is a fucking banger. I give it a 5 out of 5. Production, his flow, the feature, crazy. Skrillex did a fucking great job, doing what he do. Bangladesh, of course, another phenomenal beat. And this shit better be on that album if I pay my good goddamn money for it. You know what I mean? But y'all let me know what y'all think about the song. Just wanted to give y'all a brief history on the Game. I probably didn't get everything right, but I got some things right. Appreciate me because I appreciate music and I appreciate y'all. One.